Hi, beautiful beings, and welcome to another live where we're cultivating more love and joy in our lives through what we're choosing with our beautiful, beautiful wisdom. It says wisdom. With our beautiful wisdom, right? What is wisdom? Wisdom, the dominion of the wise. So it would be you deciding from applied knowledge, right? Because knowledge is just a fact. Knowledge is just a fact. When you apply it, it becomes wisdom. That wisdom is available through experience, right? Otherwise, it's just theory. So when you practice, when you play, when you recognize what's actually happening and occurring, you integrate knowledge into wisdom, and then you move for more confidence, more peace, more pleasure, and your life is just generally more enjoyable. I'm going to open this curtain action here because I've got like that partial sun thing happening. I love my dress. Hi, Rainbow. Hi, Nikki. Welcome. So, who are you being? Who are you being? Are you enjoying it? If you're desiring something else in your life, highly recommend you do whatever it takes for you to experience that. If that is just a decision internally, great. If it's like you want pizza, so you go get pizza, then do that. When we are in the manifestation community sphere, sometimes people misconstrue the whole you don't need to take action thing, right? Because you don't need to take action. What that means is you don't have to struggle and figure out the correct things to do. But as you're living your life as the person who has this and does this and experiences this, there might be things that you naturally do, that person naturally does. So don't hold yourself back from doing those things, right? If there's something that you know to do as the person that you are, then do it. There's no point in not doing it, right? Some people want to have the experience of like, oh, I, manifested this without lifting a finger or whatever. That's fine. But remember, it's all from you. So just like you're the one making the decision, you're also the one judging you. If you're like saying that you're doing something wrong, right? Sometimes people will take a medication and then judge themselves for taking the medication instead of deciding that the medication worked for them perfectly. It makes no sense. If you're going to do something, decide that it benefits you all the time. All the time, decide it benefits you. Hi, Sandra, Caleb, Desaya, Jada. Desaya. What a fun name. Coach, welcome. Be your best friend, be your biggest asset. Otherwise, what are you doing? Being your biggest op? It doesn't really make sense for you to desire something and then consistently think and speak against yourself. If you're like, I desire this, but I can't have it, but not me, not for me. No, no, no. I couldn't possibly. Oh, I wouldn't want to trouble the entirety of the universe, the entirety of all things to give little old me this, like, $50,000 or whatever it is. Like, everything exists in existence, right? It is no big ask or big favor for you to experience what you want. It's just a matter of, do I desire to experience this? Great, then I get to experience it. Stop holding yourself back from the joy that's available to you through the desires that are visiting your head by shooting them in the foot and saying like, nope, that can't happen, right? Because it comes and you're like, oh my God, that would be so nice, but I can never have it. And then your reality says, okay, bye, sayonara, off to the version of you that said yes to that. I've heard non-dualism people say affirming is bad because you wouldn't affirm something you already have. I don't get how that works. That's dumb. People who are saying that are misunderstanding what an affirmation is. Affirm means state as fact. So every time you're having a thought that is stating something as a fact, if you're like, I really enjoy pizza, okay, that's an affirmation. Where people are getting confused is because not all thoughts are affirmations, but all affirmations are thoughts, right? It's like the square rectangle thing. Not all rectangles are squares, but all squares are rectangles. So not all thoughts are affirmations, but all affirmations is thought. So when people are saying you don't have to affirm because you wouldn't be affirming if you had it, they're misconstruing. What they probably mean is you wouldn't be affirming like a psychopath if you had the thing. You wouldn't be sitting there like, I'm in love with his life, 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 he doesn't want any movie, right? And that's, if you're in a phase where that feels good for you to do that because you have the squirrely twirlies up here where all your thoughts are like, you're an idiot and everyone hates you and no one likes you and no one wants to be with you, then sure, it makes sense for you to drown that out in a way, right? And I've even heard a lot of the people who say like non-dualism and things that they're like not doing now have shared stories about how when they were starting out and they did repetition, in a way, isn't that just something that consciousness can experience? If you want to repeat something, fine. But recognize what you're already repeating, because you're always repeating something. You're always repeating something. And you can tell it to yourself in a way that benefits you, right? Like when I'm repeating an affirmation, I'm romancing myself with it. I'm saying it in a way that feels good for me. I'm like, my life is beautiful, right? Caress myself with my voice instead of being like, my life is beautiful. My life is beautiful. Like if that's where you're at, fine. But at the same time, you could do it in a way that you enjoy, right? Like, oh my God, my body feels so good, right? Entirely different than my body feels so good. It's like, okay, well, one of those I believe more than the other one. Hey Glaze, hey beautiful beings, welcome, welcome. Hi there. My professor might like not pass my course. How do I affirm, manifest for him to pass me? You just simply select, of course I passed. Put yourself in the end of being like, of course I passed. I always pass my classes. Whatever needed to happen for me to pass, passed. Whatever, and then you can like, what I like to do with people is like feel them deciding it. Of like, oh yeah, like, oh yeah, she passed. She passed. That's not even a question. Of course she passed. Of course she passed. Of course she passed. Georgia is one of my best students. I like love her. I would do anything for her to succeed because I know she's a very serious student. Whatever the fuck, right? I remember another person had been in here at one point saying that they decided that they had been looking at the professor like the professor was looking at it professionally, and then they decided that actually their professor favored them. The professor adored them, so they bumped their grade up, right? And then that's what happened. Because before they'd been met with some resistance because of how they had been framing the professor, like, oh no, he's like very clinical and whatever. It's like, no, actually I'm his favorite. So it's just really like, tell the story. I am SP wife telling myself, you're already married, congratulations. If I want my ex back, would robotically affirming and scripting work, or should I go as if I have it? What feels good for you to do? What I would be curious as to, what is your consistent experience like? Do you have a constant flow of thought? Are you good at resting as awareness? Can you pull back and just witness yourself having the desire, right? Can you witness everything that flows through you? All of it works. Here's the thing though. Anyone saying, will this work? Does this work? It all works. It works when you say it works for you, when you've decided that that works for you, because it's not the technique that's working. It's the you that decided that that thing worked. It's the you that gave yourself that permission slip of, I have this now, right? I did this thing and now I have this thing. So for people who are like, I just kept returning to the decision, it would pop up and I'd be like, I already have that, right? And then you go on with your life. For some people, it feels good to repeat the thing, to robotically affirm it, because they know then of like, you know what, I keep reselecting this, and then it drops in as normal through more points in their day, instead of arguing with themselves or speaking against themselves. People who love journaling, naturally who love writing, tend to love scripting. If people hate journaling and are miserable and are like, my hand just keeps cramping and this feels stupid to me, now, why are you going to put yourself through that, right? So like, do things that are natural to you. How are you already using your senses? Do you naturally hear, like, do you imagine hearing people talk? If so, overhear conversations. Hear conversations in your favor. If you naturally have visions, you can witness the images of the desired experience and know that that is the case. it is a memory recall, right? Memories aren't just the past. All of this is memory because all of this is the mind. Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you guys so much for tapping and the appreciation. Can you explain more about how manifesting is a knowing and how to reflect that? So manifestation, any manifestation is a manifestation of consciousness. Everything is a manifestation of consciousness then, right? Everything you would ever witness is a manifestation of consciousness, meaning someone got the idea, a physical person, which is also a manifestation of consciousness. So that manifestation of consciousness received an idea for this pen. This pen got dropped in to their mind, appeared in awareness in them, and they said, ooh. And then they went to their drawing board, drew out this pen, and they said, like, yes, and it will come in all different colors, and we'll put it up, and it will be great. This is a manifestation of consciousness. The consciousness came, someone brought it through into physical form, presumably, right? If you're playing a different game of awareness, though, then it just appeared in awareness as the fully formed pen. But however you want to play in consciousness is fine for you to have an understanding of right now. Because there's infinite iterations, then consciousness can witness it in infinite ways. Choose one that works for you. And if you're not sure, decide. Choose to witness, command that whichever way is most beneficial for you to perceive of in this moment is exactly how you're perceiving of it. That's fun. I really like this lighting. You're not late. I just got on like a few minutes ago. Hey, Mnet. Hi, Angela. I have it, but how to stop acting like I don't have it. How does the version of you that has it act? How do you walk into a room in the knowing that you have it? Not necessarily like needing to interact with your space as if it's physically there, but in the knowing of, yeah, of course it's already mine. How are you walking into a room? How are you feeling? Are you calm, right? Are you a basket case or are you peaceful? How to stop acting like I don't have it. Witness yourself when you notice you're being a panicky little freak and shift yourself out of that. Or you can just be like, every way that I'm acting right now is the way that the me that has it is acting. Just decide that, and then you'll move from that. Act like I have it. Just be feeling good, relieved, and peaceful. Great. Then be good, relieved, and peaceful now. Stop putting yourself into turmoil around the idea of some other like silly thing, right? I'm nervous about him responding. I know I shouldn't be so dependent on him responding. Increase your self-concept. Seriously, like increase your confidence in yourself, increase like how good you feel about yourself, because when you feel really good with yourself, you're not going to be like as stressed or worried. And even if you did have a fear come up, you'd be able to witness it in the moment for what it is and shift your perception. So return to the knowing of like, you're good regardless. Oh, I witnessed feeling an energy move through me at the idea of him not responding. Okay. That's just telling me I don't prefer that. Okay, cool. So I can like redirect my consciousness towards, I prefer when he responds. Of course he's responding. He loves responding to me. He loves talking to me. I'm his favorite person, etc. If everyone as you pushed out, would every SP reflect the same stories unless self-concept changes? That's why people find a lot of patterns happening. Like people who have come to conscious creation through SP manifestation, it's because they will notice a pattern in relationship of like, oh my God, why does this keep happening to me? How come I keep having this? Oh, it's because this stories I tell about myself. People are always like this. Men are always like this. Women are always like this. I'm always like this. So then you shift that story and then you have a different experience. Decide in this now moment who you are and what you get to experience and have in reality, and then you get to have it. But yeah, that's also why it's like sometimes people will be like, oh, whatever, I'm going to just go to a new SP, and then they have the same problems because they didn't change who they were being internally. If you have a specific idea about one specific person, and that's the story you have around that person, okay, sure. You can change that story around that specific person. But if it is the underlying pattern of you again and again and again and again, the call's coming from inside the house, babe. What if your mind keeps rejecting a new story? Do you have to believe it? Your mind doesn't have the permission or ability to reject a story. You decided that your mind was rejecting the story. You're the one that feeds your conscious and subconscious. You're the one that repeats it. You're the one that chooses to repeat something. It can't reject it. You can witness an energy in your body that some people label as resistance, right? If you're noticing tension, if you're noticing like a desire to be different, have different, etc. But it's not that the mind is rejecting it. But you might be thinking, my mind is rejecting this. I feel tension, therefore my mind is rejecting this. Like, what actually is happening under the surface there? You don't have to believe it, but the thing is, like, you get to. Simply by repeating it, it becomes natural to you, and then you believe it. People are trying to put the cart before the horse and being like, I have to believe it. I desire it to be real. I desire it to be like, so I'm going to accept it as my reality, right? So there are two schools of thought here. Well, there's infinite, but let's just go with two. So there's the one where it's like, well, I know that I'm the selector, and since I know my authority, I know that everything exists and I can simply choose this. Great. So then I don't have to know how it happens. I just know it's going to happen. So there's that where it's like, I know how this works. That's what my belief is in. There's the other one where it's like, if I repeat it, it's going to just happen anyway, regardless of whether or not I believe it. And then the belief will come after. I wouldn't hold myself up on belief. I wouldn't be like, if I don't believe it, it's not going to be here. That's honestly like put a lot of stuff into a lot of people's gears before, where it's like, if I don't believe this 100%, it's not going to happen. Like that, I read one time in a book when I was a child. It was like a fictional book on wizardry. And it was like, if you don't believe it with your whole heart, the magic won't happen. No, how many things have you casually just been like, yeah, that would be fun if that happened, and then it happened, right? And it's not because you believed wholeheartedly that it would happen. It's because you just weren't believing of like, that could never happen. Right? You're not putting gum in your ears and being like, oh no, how could this happen? Why? How could this have happened? How to recognize if it's a story around SP and how they acted versus self-concept around relationships. Well, what is the story that you're telling? What is the story that you're telling? You're saying like, this person's such an asshole. Oh my God. And then pay attention. Is it like men are always such assholes? Or men are never loyal to me? Or like I always have the worst relationships? It's literally the story that you're telling. You can always do yourself a little favor, take a piece of paper, write out the constant thought stream that you're having around it, and then look at it like a sweet little detective and be like, instead of looking at it like it's your story, just look at them like they're sentences, neutral sentences, and then be like, what reality would these sentences generate, right? Separate yourself from it. That's why coaching is so great, because we're not in your story. I'm not in your story. So if you say things to me, I'm like, okay, here's the story you're telling. That's why it's generating that way. Oh my God, yeah. I just thought it was natural to me. I just thought because thoughts are so pervasive that if you have it enough times, you might think, oh, that's normal, right? Oh, well, everyone thinks that. Nope, not everyone thinks that. Bunches of people might think that, but not everyone thinks that. The people that think that are the ones that experience that as reality. How would I know if I manifested my SP if he's in the military and can't be with a phone? You decide that it's just done. You know it. You just know it regardless, and you're not moved by it regardless of whatever you see. You're not reliant on witnessing it in the external projection of reality, right? Because the external projection of reality it follows you. You're looking at it outside, so you're kind of thinking like, oh, this is happening, but what's happening is you're the center point, so it emanates from you. So it has to come from here first before it gets witnessed out here, right? This is past you. This is just the past you. When you get very, when you collapse that distance, though, it very much gets faster, where it's like it's here and it's here at the same time, right? But don't get it twisted of thinking like, if I see it out here, that's how I'll know it's in here. I'm like, no, you get to know it's in here and it'll be out here. You know it's in here and it'll be out here. So if you're asking, how do I know I did it right? Stop entertaining the assumption you could do it wrong. You've been manifesting your entire life unconsciously. Now you get to do it consciously, and that's like so fun, and we love it. Also, my beautiful darlings, I've got one-on-one coaching on sale till the end of August. So if you've been desiring a one-on-one, you want to come see me, that exists. Oh yeah, no, of course. I love answering questions on lives. Not so much when they're just randomly peppered into my DMs all day. But in lives, when I've set the space and I know I'm here for this, yes. My pleasure. How much is the one-on-one sale? The one-on-one sale is, there's various options. So there's a 30-minute DM option. There's a 1 hour one-on-one option. And then there's like a pack that's like one-on-one plus custom plan plus the ultimate self-concept reset, which highly recommend the reset. I'm loving it. I made it myself, but I advocate for my work because I use it and I'm like, this is fucking phenomenal. Hey girl, I stopped doing scripting and I dreamt of SP. What does it mean? It means nothing. It means whatever you say it means. It means positive if you say it's positive. It means negative if you decide it's negative. It is literally what you say it is. I would just decide that everything means you're together. Of course you dream of your boyfriend. Of course you dream of your boo thing. Like, you're together. And that's done. The one-on-ones are in the link tree and that action. Stop assigning a meaning that's not beneficial for you, right? Stop deciding that it's harmful for you in some way. Stop deciding that something could mean that you're not going to get your thing. When you recognize that everything exists in existence, and so all you get to do is select and choose what you prefer, and then you are awake in that, you're like, oh, I have this, it's done. You don't have to figure anything out. It's going to get brought to you. If there is something that you are inspired to do physically, that's going to naturally be on the path of you doing it, right? If your joy is to write poems, I'm saying this because I have like books of poetry I've written. That came from my decision of, oh, oh my gosh, I just feel so joyful whenever I tune into whatever energy and I write a poem about it. I should just do this every day. What would happen if I just did it every day just to enjoy it? And then I started sharing them with people, and people started saying like, hey, let me know when your book is out. And I said, my what? So in the naturalness of my being, of my expression, of my joy, books got created, right? That's just what happened. Hey, Erin. Highly recommend being with yourself, being very clear on who you know yourself to be and how you know your reality to work for you. Like, if you have any nonsense happening of like, oh no, this is like, things just don't go well for me, cut that story. Cut it. Because the thing is, everything's the manifestation of the consciousness you're being. So decide that it works for you. It works well for you, because then what you're witnessing is your decision that it doesn't work well for you is what's manifesting perfectly, might I add. Perfectly. It manifested perfectly. Not in a way that you thought you preferred, though, but in the way you commanded and accepted as true. Have you ever been through a manifestation purge, and how did you get through it? Yeah, I disidentify with the idea of a purge now, but when I had, the way you get through it is by getting through it. You get through it by continuing to stay in your chosen story, selecting that it all works for you, that it resolved quickly, and by disidentifying with that it's a purge. Don't keep yourself in that. Just say like, no, because things can change on a dime. You don't need to like keep yourself in a state of silliness for a long time, right? Decide, no, this is what's happening. No, actually, this is what's happening. Thanks, it's a dress. It's a dress, and I love this dress, and the strap had been broken for a while because the strap used to be like cheap plastic, and then I replaced it with a metal one because, you know, I prefer it when my clothes don't break. Yeah. So again, it works how you say it does. So if you say, oh, I'm going through a manifestation purge, that's what your decision is, right? You're deciding that that's what's happening, instead of in the moment being like, nope, actually what's happening is this. Everything got really easy for me. I remember I'm the source. I'm in love with my life. I have the best of everything. Money keeps flowing in so easily. I have the best business. I have the best relationships. Everyone in my life is so kind. Like whatever it is, right? Whatever specific thing that you're selecting for, stop telling the story that there's a purge. That's just an assumption. That's a story. There's not an outside force that's doing it. And also there's nothing to purge because you're in the now moment. You're in the now moment. So there's nothing to purge. In the now moment, decide. I have this, I am this, it's easy. I have this, I am this, it's done. I have this, I am this, I love my life. I have this, I am this, everything works for me. Otherwise, what are you doing, right? You're giving yourself obstacles, stressing yourself out, being like, oh my God, it's not working for me. It's okay. We'll come back and be like, I got this. It's easy for me. I'm so glad. We're good. I know, I'm so glad that I can wear this again. It was so sad. It was broken for like almost a year. So, you know, but I fixed it. And now it's so happy. I put it on today and I said, ooh, I love this dress. When manifesting, do you think as if you have it or you're going to get it? It honestly doesn't. Okay, here's the distinction. If you're thinking I'm going to get it from the knowing that like you are going to get it, like it's literally on its way to you and like, you know, you're going to have it like any second, any minute, anything like that, that's fine. Right? Like people do that. I've talked about that. Love Coach Kayla has talked about that. Like lots of people, like, you know, whatever. You could also think you have it right now. It's in your possession. You're like, yeah, I have it. It's done. I have it. It's done. I already have it. It's done. That's great too. Where thinking you're going to get it can get twisted is if you are putting it off into the future continually. Like, oh yeah, one day I'll have it. I'm going to get this sometime. You know, I don't know when, but instead of being like, yeah, no, like if that's gonna happen. Oh yeah. Like one of my clients in a class I taught last year was like, I'm gonna get my service dog. I'm going to get my service dog. And it was like a declaration of like, no, this is happening. And then he had a service dog within a week and he didn't lift a finger. Someone called him a few days later and said like, hey, I know you're looking for a service dog. One just needs a new owner. Oh my God, thank you for the glasses. I love them. Hey, Lou. Cesar, Cherry. Beautiful beings. There's a big difference in knowing it has no choice to show up rather than hoping it will. Absolutely. Nail on the head. Yeah. Because if you're like, oh yeah, I'm going, like, I'm getting this, like, this is happening, versus like, one day, perhaps, if the stars align for me. So it doesn't matter how you think about it as long as you just know. Yeah, knowing, you're the one who has it. You're the one that it came to. You were always the one it was going to come to. There's no version of reality that you're conscious in wherein you don't have it. How to manifest people out of my life. I love doing this. It's one of my favorite things. The way that I like to do it, because I know everyone's me anyway, so I want what is most beneficial for everyone. So what I'll imagine is like they're living far away now in their best career, in their best possible relationship, and they're happy and thriving and healthy. And if it's someone that was like particularly a jackass in my reality, I'm going to be like, whatever they needed to completely like rise in consciousness, completely transform in consciousness to be like healthy and happy and like really like kind to people, they receive in consciousness. And actually, like, you know, the part of the reason they were so miserable around here is just because they weren't supposed to be here. So then you just like feel it and know it in your being of like, wow, I'm so glad that they moved away. Wow, they live so far away and they're so happy and thriving over there and I never see them again. I know. I am glowing. I'm entranced by my own eyes, honestly, right now. I'm like, wow, they're so pretty. You just got off of live? Well, welcome. Good to see you here. If y'all don't know about Brooke, she is the Confidence Lab and she's fabulous and we love her. She's beautiful. If I manifest people who were bad, would the same come back to me? Oh my God, thank you for the roses. No, like it doesn't work like that. If you decide that, oh my God, thank you so much. I saw the glasses on that one this time. If you decide that, then that's what you'll experience. But if you're just like, hold on, wait, what do you mean by that? If I manifest people who were bad, would the same come back to me? Manifest that in what way? If you just manifest them far away, like that's whatever. You're the only one who can punish you in consciousness. So if you manifested something bad to happen to someone and then you felt guilty about it and you felt like you'd done bad, you might experience something happen from that because you feel bad about it, right? But if you're selecting in a reality of just like, that's why what I like to do is just transform them in consciousness of like, they receive whatever they need to receive to be like the best version of themselves so that they're also not then out there in the world being a pain in the ass to any other aspects of self, right? My theory is that if you leave someone an asshole in your reality and then they keep perpetuating asshole upon the world, then why would I leave that when I could transform it? I've done this many times with people and it's always so funny because it's like, I like my reality to be peaceful. So what I'll do is I'll be like, oh my God, they moved so far away and they're living their best life now. I'm so happy. They're so thriving. And in fact, like that's why they were being such an asshole around here is because they were just so unhappy and now they're just happy and far away. Or if it's someone who's like causing problems in like a community or something, I'm like, wow, whatever they need to like receive and witness and experience to make them the kindest, most perfect version of themselves, they receive. And then I would just witness like overhearing a conversation or something about like, wow, they're like completely different. It's like a new person, right? And then I've witnessed like I ran into a person months after I did this and it was like they were a completely different person. They were just like, I'm so sorry for everything and I completely understand now. And like I got to witness like firsthand like what happens, like blah, 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 all that stuff. So just select it and it'll have to like play out in whatever way. Thank you for the heart me and the roses and the sharing of the things. Any new paintings? I worked on that painting. I did. I worked on that painting with the rose the other day. And I also am like doing the cover up job on the face for the astral body painting. I haven't started a new one because I have so many open works and projects, but I am doing an art paint day with a friend of mine on Sunday. So who knows? I might. I don't know. Okay, I do know. Sometimes I get to a point on a work in project, if it's been open for such a long time and I'm just like not inspired to continue with it, I'll paint over it and that's fine. And I always think it's funny when people freak out about it. They're like, why do you paint over that? I was done with it. It wasn't going anywhere. It's fine. If I manifest people who are... Okay, I think I answered that. So you're together. So you get to perpetuate in we're together. We're together. He's here. He's here and we're together and we're in love and we have the best relationship ever. I already have the man of my dreams. He showed up perfectly for me and I love the way he speaks to me and the way we feel together. We are the perfect couple. I feel so secure in this relationship. He has done everything possible to make me feel secure in this relationship. Like if they were a bad person, I manifest something bad to them. Would it happen to me? People do that all the time. Everything exists in consciousness, right? People do that all the time. In all of humanity, the history of all things ever, and then the infinite iterations of them in all timelines have existed. It's all consciousness. So if you're consciously aware of something, again, only if you witnessed yourself punishing yourself for it. I personally like to just manifest in the way that I do, which I already shared about what I do. But yeah, you can decide whatever you want. And also, why are you deciding that it's bad? Maybe it's not actually bad what you're selecting. Maybe you're just judging yourself. I learned to stop looking for proof or signs. Just go along with manifestation. Is pretty... Girl said to me, we don't create our reality because did we manifest COVID, politics, etc. Everything exists in existence. You awakened in whatever iteration of consciousness you're awakened, and now you get to decide how you want to steer it, right? For me personally, I've selected and attuned to the reality where I've witnessed various different changes in policy, various different, various different things around the time of COVID and other things where I specifically selected and then witnessed those things play out. So it's like that person doesn't know what they're talking about and isn't consciously selecting their reality then. They're just unconsciously doing it and playing victim to it, which is fine. That's what that consciousness wants to do right now. No shade on that. That's fine. We're infinite, interdimensional beings and we get to do whatever we want. Are you wearing the dress from the photo on your website? Yes, I am. I love this dress so much. Yeah, you already have it. You already have it. It's already done. Yes, I am glowy today. It's the lighting. I love being by a window, but it's golden. It's approaching golden hour right now. It's very nearly golden hour. It's off gold. Just off golden hour. Or maybe, yeah, anyway. We love it. It's fun. Also, I never took the flash sale down for the one-on-ones from the other day, so that is still up. along with the August specials and everything. So if you've been wanting to see me for a one-on-one, I would jump on that before the end of August. I'll add that to my script for my apartment. Haha. I know. Natural lighting is so good. It ought to be utilized more, in my opinion. She's a model. If you are feeling a lack of confidence in yourself or a questioning or like not chosen or prioritized or things like that, reselect for yourself that you're fully experiencing that. Decide that you are, because you're the one that decided you were not. And then whatever feels good for you to have that experience of yourself, right? If that means you get to have the knowings and witnessing of that, whatever. Also, highly recommend the Ultimate Self-Concept Reset, which I made, because I made it. It's great. I don't make things that aren't good. I wouldn't waste my time or your time by making something not good. Anyway, you are the most wonderful version of you right the fuck now. There's nothing wrong with you. There's never been anything wrong with you. And you get to decide that you're not going to stress yourself the fuck out. Okay? Because it's only you that can stress you out. I was feeling a little sad earlier for no reason, no discernible reason. And then I decided to just curl up on my bed and be with myself. And in that, I just realized, like, I wasn't really sad. I was a little tired. So I rested. And then I just started having wonderful thoughts come to me of all the most beautiful things I'm experiencing. So sometimes if you are experiencing something and labeling it as sadness, labeling it as frustration, labeling it as something, and then staying in the belief and identity that I am this thing and this keeps happening, I keep having this, maybe all you really need to do is be silent with yourself for a little bit, witness what's actually happening, and then like it'll move a lot faster than if you try to resist it. Some people try and resist a feeling because they're afraid of it, right? You know, and I think that part of that comes from the like law of attraction nonsense where it's like, oh, well, you need to be on your high vibe, otherwise you're going to manifest something that matches that, instead of recognizing like, it's the now moment, babe. If you're witnessing sadness move through you, that's okay, because you're going to have something else move through you in the next moment anyway. So you can just witness it, not over identify with it, not make it who you are, and then it'll dissipate, go about your day. If I have negative thoughts or doubts a few times a day, is that bad or stopping anything? No. And don't decide that it would, right? It can't stop anything. And here's the thing. You're misidentifying. You're thinking that you are generating the thoughts, right? You as the limited character are generating the thoughts. No. As awareness, it's arising in the mind of awareness, and you as the singularity with your one point of vision, it just happened to flip past your frame of awareness in that second, right? In the totality of all things, the consciousness of all things exist. None of them detract or take away from the other. They just all exist simultaneously. So you witnessing something flip past your sphere isn't stopping or making anything bad. You didn't do anything wrong, right? I think that there's also some sort of like guilt thing there where it's like, well, I shouldn't even have this thought. Stop taking possession of it, having the thought. No, I witnessed it. It flitted past my sphere of awareness. It flew on by. And I said, oh, okay, cool. Not for me, though. I'm going to continue to focus on what I prefer. Thinks, right? If you are at a stoplight, right? You're at a stoplight and you're desiring your green light, right? And then the stoplights on the other side of the road are currently green, right? But then they turn yellow. You're not going to see that yellow light on that thing and start freaking out going like, but I wanted a green light, but now I just see a yellow one. And oh no, that one just turned red. Right? Because it has nothing to fucking do with you. You're just seeing it. And then your light turns green and you're like, okay, bye. Well, bye then. But you're just like, oh no, I wanted green, but I see a yellow light now. Get a grip, Sandra, you're fine. You'll make it. Like, keep going. I promise you, you're good. You get to have your green light. I'm giving you the green light right now. That was such a good example. I know. And it just popped into awareness. As I was talking, I saw the lights and I said, oh, cool, great. New example unlocked. Catch it on the next TikTok. I forget we can still crash out and feel emotions and still have our manifestation. Well, because you are all things all at once. You know what's fun? Okay. So like the Greek gods were, if you're familiar with Greek mythology, were like humans times 100, right? That meant that in the positive aspects, they were times 100, and in the negative aspects, they were times 100. So in the positive aspects, they'd like, have mountains and flowers blooming and good harvests and beautiful things. And then conversely, when they would get upset, storms, catastrophe, famine, entire families being murked for a perceived slight. Like, you are in the mind of all things. So if your good feels real good and then your bad feels real freaking dramatic, it doesn't matter. You're still the selector, you're still a creator, you still have infinite ability to create. And it's okay if things are perceived as really like, for a little bit. Remember who you are as a selector and come back. You don't have to go off into the whole destructive sphere. Catch yourself, and it gets easier the more that you do it too. Hey, Patrick. How can we manifest something when we're nowhere close to having it or it feels impossible? Babe, everything's happening all at once, so there's nowhere else it could be. So it's not that it's nowhere close to having it, right? If you want to give me a specific example, but I'll give you an example. Okay. Someone wants to be a millionaire. Who wants to be a millionaire, right? Shockingly, not everyone wants to be a millionaire. Millionaire, right? A person might think, well, I'm nowhere near being a millionaire. Someone might think, oh, I have no products. I have no products out. I have no business. I have no whatever. I could win the lottery, but that seems really far-fetched and far off, all this stuff. You're a being, you in the mind of all that is, are in congruency with that desire, right? Because you're in the same space at the same time, occupying the same space. You as the dream of the you that you're being, and the desire came and you're like, oh yeah, millionaire. So now you get to be with that and be like, you know what? I received the desire. That means that it's already here for me to experience. Cool. And then it's not your job how it happens. Someone could find your work and absolutely love it and decide to leave you $1 million. Someone could give you a winning lottery ticket. You could have something that you forgot that you already created generate that. Pardon me. There's like literally infinite ways. So saying like it's so far away and so impossible is a misuse of imagination, because then you're using your imagination to block you from experiencing it, right? Play a little game. Play a little game with yourself. Anyone who's like doubting the possibility of anything, I want you to get a piece of paper and I want you to draw out little bubbles, draw out little circles, and then each of those circles make up a different reality. Make up a different reality that exists. Infinite realities exist. So this one is everyone's left-handed. Everyone's left-handed, and sometimes monkeys ride bicycles, and elephants always wear roller skates. That's that reality. Another circle. Make up another freaking story in that, right? And then you could start making it up and applying it to your own situation of like, what do I prefer? What's the most enjoyable like reality for me to witness? Great, then that's the one that I'm in. Manifesting my celeb SP, and I feel great. However, he just did an interview saying he has a celeb crush on a girl who looks opposite and nothing like me. Who gives a shit? Who gives a fuck? Like, I know you're giving a fuck right now, but listen to this. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. How many times do you recognize and acknowledge someone that's attractive and like, because you freaking have eyes. Like, make up a better story instead of being like, oh my God, whatever. Or, you know what? Oh yeah, he has a crush on this celebrity until he sees a picture of me. And then it all just comes crashing in on him how much he adores me. He hears me speak. He saw a video I posted and fell in love with me. It was lightning fast. It was like he was struck by lightning with his appreciation and desire for me. Like, there's infinite versions of reality, and you're like exclusively telling yourself bullshit ones that hurt your own feelings. I'm going to invite you to be more creative in a way that benefits you. You're so creative. I can tell. Because that's so creative. Look at what you selected for your reality as like a girl who is like opposite and looks nothing like me. Oh, cool. So what's your story underneath that about like, you know, whatever that is? I'm always loved, cherished, chosen, beautiful, gorgeous. I'm the best of the best. I'm at the top of the list. No one can compete with me or replace me. I'm one of one. I'm incomparable. What are you believing to be true about yourself? Eyes and head hurt from all the tears today. Take a rest, babe. Drink water, fall asleep. Tell yourself, like, all is well. Not you tell me, but I'm sitting here looking at her like, girl, you was so wrong, now what? Well, who's bullying you? Who's bullying you? Do you need to visualize vividly when manifesting? No. If you, my thing is, if you're naturally someone who sees things in your head and you imagine things, imagine in the direction you desire. Stop imagining things in the direction you don't desire, right? When I first started manifesting money consistently, I had a time where I was like stating like, oh yeah, I'm like receive money so easily. My business is booming, all that stuff. And then I experienced the opposite. And I realized that while I had been speaking, I was seeing images of not being able to pay my bills. So then what I did was I got that on board, and I exclusively saw myself paying ahead of time and other stuff while saying it. So I had that congruency of self so that I wasn't having these two like parts of mind competing. You don't have to do that, but if you are doing that, like call yourself that fourth on that and then see it in a different way. It sounds so silly being bullied by me. Yeah, it's only just me playing games with myself, right? So it's like, again, it's the Buddha on the face meme. Why are you like keeping yourself down? Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself. Do you remember that? Like from childhood? Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you insulting yourself? Why are you the one that's saying like, he wouldn't want you. He doesn't even think about you. He doesn't like you at all. Right? And like, you can even kind of pay attention of like, what's the tone of the voice in the head that's saying those things? It's probably some sort of sneering, mean girl voice. You're such a dumb little bitch. No one likes you. Like, ooh, gross. We're not going to listen to that voice. I wouldn't take life advice from that voice. I wouldn't want that voice telling me what to do, right? Are you going to believe that voice over the voice that's like, I'm with the love of my life. I'm in the best relationship of my life. I'm so happy. We have the best relationship together. Or are you going to believe Senorita Snarky Pants, who's like, no one's ever wanted you. They wouldn't even know what to do with you. You're too much for them, you know? Also, everyone hates you. Like, ew, gross. We're not going to listen to that voice. Kick that to the curb, right? You're allowing a voice of bullying to like berate you and make you cry right now. So just acknowledge of like, oh no, this is what I've been diverting to and my low points. Okay, cool. We're going to reformulate that. Just allow that. That voice no longer has a say. In fact, you could witness and be like, how old is that version? How old is that? Oh, she's like 17-year-old. Okay, cool. Well, 17-year-old Willow is not steering your life. She's not the one driving right now. You're driving. So you can be like, hey girl, I know that you adopted that as a strategy to protect you in whatever way. But that's not what's happening here. And I've got this. You're welcome to watch me succeed and win in every way, but you're not driving. This is my time. And then you can give her a hug and send her on away, whatever. And do I always like do things like that? No, by no means. But that is what just came up in awareness for me to share with you. Therefore, you get to take that and do whatever you want with it. It's only just me playing games with myself, right? So if you're mistreating you, then you also get to heal yourself by remembering you're already whole and complete. The word heal means whole. To be whole and complete. You are whole and complete. You always have been. You've always been perfection. You've never not been perfection. I'm trying to manifest being able to speak 10 languages, but I keep spiraling because I only know 2 right now. Why are you spiraling? I would just stay in. What are you getting from spiraling, though? Who's the one that's spiraling? What is the story actually being told there? Like, what's the underlying story that's coming up? Is it like, oh my God, but I only know 2 and it's going to take so long and like all this stuff and I don't know how it's going to happen and all these things and all these like thoughts that are raining on that parade, instead of just being like, I speak 10 languages. It was so easy for me to learn them and I learned them so fast. But isn't being that positive about everything is kind of like lying to yourself? But isn't being negative about like everything also lying to yourself? Like, if you only pull out the, oh, well, I feel like I'm lying to myself when I'm being positive, but you don't pull it out for when you're being negative, it's a misalignment in your own approach. When you are aware that your consciousness is you're selecting a reality, then you get to select. You get to select of like, nope, this is what I'm preferring to experience. Also, I fully mentioned earlier about like, when you're experiencing sadness, you get to like be with it and it'll move through you quickly instead of stressing and trying to resist it. So I'm not saying be positive about everything, but I'm saying know that it works out for you, which is an innate baseline of positivity. Because then you can witness some weird shit, and instead of assuming, aka taking on the role that is going bad for you and that you're going to be stressed out and struggling, assume that for some reason it's benefiting you and it's going to all be really clear and you're going to prosper. Otherwise, you're lying to yourself in a way that is stressing you out and making you think that things are going wrong for you. I keep thinking that it will be too hard to learn them. Okay, so that's the thing that you're spiraling around, is it's going to be too hard to learn them. Learning languages is really easy. Start telling yourself, what I would do if I were you, what I have done in times of learning various languages and other things, is tell myself, wow, I'm so good at learning languages. I pick up languages really fast. I pick up languages really easy. I'm so good at learning languages. I'm fluent in, whatever it is. And then if it feels stressful, give yourself an easy thing of like wow, I learned the beginning stages of this language so fast. Do you have an actual, like, you could even be like, wow, I wake up knowing more and more German every day. Just decide something. Like, tell yourself a good story. I pick it up so fast. I know exactly what I'm doing. Alles Gute. When you recognize that this is all consciousness, you will tell yourself the story that you prefer to experience, right? Some people are afraid of toxic positivity, but what that is coming from is just a state of mind that doesn't know that what you decree is what you experience, right? I know that when I state something, I get to experience it. So of course I'm going to speak wellness and goodness through myself. I'm like, oh yeah, I know that when I state something, I get to experience it. When I state it, it's my state. When I state it, it is my state. I state it and it is my state. It doesn't make sense to do it in another direction for me. So be consistent. Be consistent with yourself. And if there's part of you that keeps diverting to that insecurity, secure that version of yourself, right? So for instance, in like the example of, it's going to be so hard to learn this, or whatever the underlying thing with the SP thing was earlier, with like, I'm an idiot for even liking him, something dumb like that. Secure that version, the root of that, where it's like, oh, what's the baseline is like, you expect things to be hard and you think that you're dumb. So when you secure the part of you that's like, actually, I'm so brilliant, actually I learn so easily, learning is really easy. People learn languages quickly all the time, right? People do learn languages quickly all the time, right? There are different ways people can immerse and learn something in like a month, like agents and stuff that use that. So if you want to look up those techniques and methods, you can use those. You can also select that languages get downloaded directly into your brain. Why not? Utilize all of it. I would utilize absolutely all of it. Physically learning and mentally choosing to receive things. Thanks, babe. I'm always so negative and think the worst case scenario to avoid disappointment, which means that you live in disappointment. So you're not even avoiding it. You're just consistently disappointing yourself to avoid different disappointment. If I live in disappointment, then there's no farther to fall. That's basically what you're saying. So I'm so negative and down on myself and think the worst case scenario so that I'm just like already at the bottom, which is totally a strategy. And I'm sure it served you well from the time that you created that, probably as a child, right? And now as your grown self, you get to decide, okay, do I want to continue living like this? Do I want to live like this? No, actually, I don't want to live like this anymore. I want to live differently. I want to live a life I love. I want to prosper. I want to feel good in my body and life. I want to know that everything works for me. I want to not feel stressed out all the fucking time. Okay, amazing. We love that for you. Thank you for the roses and the heart me. I absolutely do not want to live like this anymore. You're so right. Right. So don't argue for your limitations and don't argue for like your negative thoughts. All thoughts exist, but you are the magician and the painter. So you're painting your canvas of your life with these thoughts, and the image that's rendered are painted of all those thoughts that you keep repeating. And you're like, why do I keep getting these results? Why is it all muddy brown? And it's like, well, because you keep painting with muddy brown, babe. Right? If you want different, choose different. And it's okay. Like, you get to be consistent. Yeah, absolutely. Here's the thing, guys. The language person said, I will definitely look up those techniques and apply them. Thank you. Here's the thing, guys. If you want to learn a skill, you can learn the skill while affirming that you learn it quickly. So for me with music production, I took a class on music production and I looked up videos on music production. Anything that I needed, I looked up the thing for it, while also setting the intention beforehand that I learned so quickly, I absorbed the information so easily, and it was so easy for me to apply. So having those basis of decision, it's so easy for me to learn, it's so easy for me to absorb, it's so easy for me to apply, right? Instead of being like, this is going to take forever to learn, it's going to be so hard to learn, I have a shit memory, whatever bullshit. I have an excellent memory. I used to tell a story that I had a bad memory, and then I realized that it was a story, and I just started to tell a story that I have a great memory. And I got to witness all the ways I have a great memory because I've always been like great at remembering songs, right? Which is why I write my giant poetry pieces the way I do and my music, etc. Anyway, point is, tell the story and then you'll experience it and you'll receive the memories of that reality. Right? Instead, when I was in the identity of having a terrible memory, what was retrieved for me were all the times I forgot things. When I shifted that, suddenly I was remembering all the times I remembered things. Oh my God, because it all exists and it's all available to you. And it's so funny when you decide in a moment who you are and you receive the memories of that thing and it's natural to you. It's like it was always there because it is always there because there's nowhere else it could be. Aw, thanks, babe. I love everything I share as well. Make things easy for you. It's so easy for me. I learn so fast. I'm brilliant. Everything works for me. No matter where I go, no matter what I do, I'm always prospering. Oh, I think I accidentally just turned down the brightness somehow. I don't even know how that happened. All right, my loves, I'm going to jump off. I will probably be back on live later. Highly recommend if you are weebly wobbly wavering within yourself and desire to be much more confident. Ultimate Self-Concept Reset is excellent. Select Reality is excellent for if you're desiring to like have a full foundation of knowledge. Healthy State is great for body stuff. And then if you really want like a specific in on whatever this is, one-on-one, which are on sale right now. So I highly recommend you jump on that. And yeah, is that how we jump timelines? Yeah, everything's happening all at once. So the jumping of timelines is not you like physically jumping here and then in here. The jump is internal. It's the, right? You're just here. Oh, cool. Awaken that dream. You got this, babe. Have an absolutely beautiful evening, and I will see you later.